loves, welcome back to Day Spills Tea. I, of course, am the lovely Day. And I want to talk just real quick about Ready to Love DC, the reunion part 2. It feels like these reunion shows are so short, but it might be because they do a lot of showing clips, and that always irks me. Like, we've seen it, we talked about it, we remember what happened. Give us more juice. But anyways, that's just me. But before I jump into making my little commentary about the episode, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Show me just a little bit of love. You know I do it for the likes. Make sure you leave some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions, even if they oppose mine. Just keep it cute and respectful. That's all I ask. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. Ring the little notification bell. And if you already are subscribed, thank you so much. I love you, boo. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So the show picks up where they are still talking about Camille and Cornelius claiming that this girl didn't say she would F everybody up. And I'm thinking to myself, one, Cornelius has been sitting here holding this girl's like butt cheek like the whole time. But they're supposed to be celibate and saving themselves for marriage. And I'm just wondering if that's really happening. Not that it's my business, but then I'm like, but y'all both just lying through your teeth and you already sinning in that regard. So y'all might as well do the rest of the stuff too. I can't believe they go sit there on national TV after watching the clip played back several times, with the production zooming in on her mouth and still saying that she didn't say that. The lies, the lies, the lies. Candy Burris voice. Anyways, so before the show even gets started, Zadia jumps in telling Tanika Ray, the hostess, that we have a connection, talking about her and Niam. And I'm just like, girl, you won that consolation prize. Like, first of all, who asked you that? Nobody. And second of all, is it even really a connection, or you just didn't want to leave empty-handed? But I'll come back to that in a second. So then they move on and they talk about Walter and Sabrina. I was rooting for Walter and Sabrina from the start. I really liked the two of them. I thought they were cute as a couple. But when Sabrina said, I know what it feels like to be courted by a man and this isn't it, I felt her. And I understand what she means and why she could not be with him if that's the case. So he was saying that he was hurt by the fact that he didn't know ahead of time that she was going to do that. And he's like, you know, we talked all the time. She could have told me that. And she's like, but that's the thing, we didn't talk. Like, so that's like why she didn't want to go ahead and be with him, is because she felt like we were hardly like never talking. And had they been talking, it would have definitely come up. And I think that they just have two very different ideas and expectations when it comes to relationships. She's looking for someone who fully extends their time. And I think he's kind of more laid back, like, okay, when we see each other, we see each other. When we talk, we talk. And that's just not going to work for her, which ultimately means that the relationship can't work. Like, you know, y'all kind of have to be at the same pace, you know, and have the same types of expectations as far as that goes. But yeah, I feel like, you know, when he first said that he was hurt by that, I was like, dang, you know, I kind of get it. Like, he was embarrassed or whatever. But then when she was like, no, you wasn't calling me. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't blame her. So I understand. And then she was saying that he wants younger women, and I felt like she was throwing shade because maybe she's a little hurt too, that she wasn't pursued the way she wanted to be. And he said that it wasn't that he wanted younger women, he simply wants kids. And I think that they probably could have been a match, but it sounds like the communication simply wasn't there. Maybe this show could use a therapist, kind of helping guide people along the way. Yeah, but it wasn't going to work if they weren't communicating and if she wasn't getting really what she needs. I know for me, I need for you to chase me. So I've been with my husband for 25 years. I still need to know that he going to chase me. I still need to know that if I'm not paying him attention, he going to make sure he gets my attention. He doesn't need that though. He likes for me to stroke his ego, sure. He likes for me to give him affection and be considerate and all of that, but he is not someone who needs to be chased. So we kind of work, you know. Anyways, every couple is different. So then we move on to Corey. So we have Corey the corny and corny Cornelius. But Corey And it was so funny to me because I didn't notice before that Mumin referred to him as corny. She was like, I never really been interested in quirky, corny guys. I am still not a fan of Corey. They tried to pull on our heartstrings a little bit with him crying, and Sabrina said that she talks to him all the time and that her opinion of him had changed and he's misunderstood. And I love and adore Sabrina and I respect her a lot, but I feel like Corey is probably playing her. He's probably like putting on an act and manipulating her so that he can have an ally. That's just what I believe, because I don't see any actual growth in him. They show this really, really teary confessional where he's crying, talking about it's like a drug and it feels so good. And I don't know why I go too far and I go over the top. And I'm like, what is he even talking about? So he goes on to say how he goes above and beyond for girls and girls never appreciate it. And they always say, you like me too much. XYZ. Here's the thing, Corey, that ain't the problem. You going too hard is not the problem. In those cases, maybe those girls just really wasn't into you like that, because there's nothing more icky than a guy being all crazy about you that you don't like. Okay, let's just be clear about that. But the problem isn't you going hard. The problem isn't all of your big robust acts of kindness and affection. The problem is that they're for everybody. That's the problem. The problem is that they for everybody. And it feels like you just wanted to do stuff for a girl. Any girl. Every girl. All the girls. No girl really wants to be one of many. No girl really wants to be one of many. If you're going to do really, really nice things for me, if you're going to try to make me feel special and all that, then you have to do it for only me. That's partially what makes me feel special. It has to be that you're doing these things because of who I am, not just because I have a vagina. It can't be just all women. Like, and that's your problem. And so who was it? Mumin? I'm looking at my notes. Yeah. So Mumin kind of called him on it and was just like, yeah, like you do it all for everybody. So it's not special at all. Like, it's just, this is a joke. You get high off, in my opinion, kind of conning women into spending time with you. But then there's nothing specific about that woman that you really want to invest in. And that's why it's a game and a joke to you. So Tasia kind of lets us know that her and Corey had a little something going on. And he was kind of like balking at even acknowledging it. Like he was saying, yeah, I was telling them that you're so cool or whatever. But when Tasia was trying to get him to admit that I was another party to this triangle, he just wouldn't even flat out say it. I defended you to all the guys. All the guys were saying that you this and that, and I was defending you. What are you talking about, Corey? And then I think it was Phil and Walter was like, you playing games, bro. Like that never happened. Like we used to be like, Tasia is cool. Like why are you claiming you was defending her to us? I don't understand people who lie on other people in front of the people they lying on. Like, why are you telling people we had these conversations and I'm sitting right here and we didn't have that conversation? What is wrong with people? I do not understand it. Anyways, so then we move to some clips of the trip when they went to the retreat, and we get to see Dante and Aisha, my favorite couple. I feel like they might go the long haul. They're the one couple who I feel like is likely to go for a number of years or just the long haul. I like those two. So on the trip, he about to give her this massage. My girl tooted that thing before she laid down. It reminded me of like the Beyonce partition video. I'm like, yes, honey, show them what you're working with. I thought that was really, really cute. And you could hear everybody like backstage, like laughing, like we all saw what you did, Aisha. I really like her. I like her a lot. I wanted her to not be so frustrated about the Camille thing because I feel like Camille isn't really like a factor in her life. And I'm sure she's not a factor in her life, but on the show, I get it. But I really like Aisha. I loved when she was telling him, like, when I tell you I get busy in the kitchen. I loved how she was giving him such strong, full, confident eye contact. Like, I be vibing with Aisha. So they're my favorite couple. And then he was saying how she wears her heart on her sleeve and she's just raw. And that's what I see. And I think that's what kind of makes her endearing. And if you recall, a lot of the fellas were actually really, really feeling Aisha, but she was at that point where she was very clear that, like, kids are simply not happening. Like, just absolutely not happening. So I know that counted her out for a bunch of them. But then they continue to just talk about, like, their relationship and communicating. And so she talked about giving him his space and, you know, how he appreciated that. And it just was probably one of the more genuine shows of affection I've seen in one of these reality shows in a long time. They really, really seem to have something. And so that made me happy. And then production. They're going to sit up there and keep on showing Camille, and the whole time, like, this is Aisha and Camille is. I was like, girl, if you don't grow up, like, you can't even look at this other woman being happy. You can't even look at it. That's crazy to me. Like, it would pain you to look at her being happy. Oh, girl, that speaks volumes to who you are, where you are, and where your relationship is. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, so then we will be starting the new season next week, I think, or this coming week or whatever. And it's going to be in Potomac. And it looks like we got some lookers up in there. All the women are beautiful. The men are fine and all of that kind of stuff. And it looks like they're going to be a little more wild than this group, so it should be a really, really good time, and I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, I said I was gonna keep it short and sweet, so that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.